Hello everyone. Thank you for stopping by over here. So, I don't know if this channel would be a really good help for you or not, but I have been practicing my coding skills for about a year now, but during interviews I still get nervous while speaking. So I thought I would just uh, try speaking over try to speak in real time like this, and so I decided why not I should brush up my concepts, and I should, like, I have been learning JavaScript React for a long time, so I thought let me just also brush up my concepts and maybe record myself teaching them so that I could understand if I've really understood them or not. And maybe for some beginner people, this might be, uh, you know, a little bit beneficial. So if you are still here, then okay. So today, uh, today I studied about uh, so I today was seeing how JavaScript executes its how JavaScript executes and what is call stack. So the question is fairly divided into two halves: JavaScript execution and call stack, uh, although related but are two different things. So to understand this, also to give a shout out, I learned my JavaScript, React, everything from Akshay Saini. He also teaches in English and he's a really great teacher. I've learned from him. So let's just so many of you would be familiar with JavaScript. So let's just take any example, and then from that example code, we'll try to explain. I'll try to explain how JavaScript would execute in this code. See, maybe let's say we have a variable named x. Also, there's a debate there's a debate I read it somewhere. We should use var, let, or const. I think let was the winner of that debate. I don't remember. Maybe let's just do let then. I don't clearly remember, but I think let was the winner. Const was just the chill guy, I guess. Okay, so maybe we have, and then we have any function, maybe just adds, or maybe it multiplies, or maybe it can add also, and it will take an integer x, and uh, and then it would let answer is equals to x plus x, sorry, and then return answer. Uh, oh, JavaScript. Oh, I actually solve my DSA questions in Java. So whenever I see a missing semicolon, I just with like it just gives terrible amount of errors if you miss any semicolon or anything. Yeah, I mean, how what should be my thoughts on Java? I think Java is pretty cool, I guess. But earlier I used to code in C++. Then I read an article of my one of my and I saw somewhere that Java was more prominent. So I thought let's just switch to Java. Okay, so maybe let's see. This is a JavaScript function or something, a file that we have created. Okay, and now we have to execute it. So we paste it over. Oh, sorry, sorry. my God. So this was the JavaScript function that we have to execute. Okay. So first of all, what happens is whenever we have to execute, whenever we get a JavaScript uh, a thing to execute, for a global contexts are created. What are contexts? Context are the okay, so now okay, so maybe in the terminal you do run hello.js. So what will a JavaScript engine do? JavaScript engine basically creates a global context. Each global context is divided into two parts or two phases, I should say. Uh, one is memory creation phase, and another is code execution phase. Okay, so what does it do basically? I should probably shift this. So, uh, sorry. Okay. So first of all, the first phase is always the memory creation. Whenever we have a JavaScript file and the JavaScript engine starts to run through it, starts to execute it, it creates a global context, and then it creates a global context, and then uh, one second. Yeah. It creates a global context, and then after that, first of all, it allocates memory. Now it comes upon this line. Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. So maybe if I have any pointer. Okay, maybe. Okay, let's. So first of all, it comes over here. Okay. So uh, so it will put like X over here, and then it will allocate a memory to X. What would it allocate the memory? A magical keyword known as undefined, which we will go into the details afterwards. Now then next it comes over the function. So what it comes to function, and then so whenever it sees the function, it does not think much. It just copies the whole function, nothing else. During the memory allocation phase, so it encountered add function, so it copied all the code as it is, and then it came to some one variable, some two variable. So if it is a variable, then undefined, uh, or and if it is a function, then it just copies the whole function. Okay, now memory is allocated. Now second phase starts. What is the second phase? Code execution. So first, so it again comes to line number one. How do we execute this line? So what will it do? It will uh, do I have a radical line? So it will just remove the undefined, and on code execution will be like x is equal to 1. Okay, now it comes over here, just a function. So I don't, nothing can be done right now, because this would only get executed when someone calls it. So now it goes to someone. So it calls a function. Now, whenever a variable calls a function, or whenever a function is called through any variable or any inside function or anything, a separate context, local context of that function is created, which again has two phases: memory creation, memory creation, and code execution. So now see what will happen is, now during the code execution part it comes over here, and then it sees that, oh, this is a function call over here. So it creates a separate global local context, sorry, for the someone function call. Now again inside, now it will go inside the add function. Otherwise it was just ignoring and copying all of them. Now it sees, okay, we have answer. So are you able to see right now? Cannot I scroll sideways? So okay, so it comes inside and then it sees answer. It again allocates undefined spelling and stuff. Then it just returns. So return would not require any memory allocation, right? It's just the statement. Okay, now then second comes the code execution. Then whatever would be the value of x that would be executed in the code execution phase, which would be answer is equals to 1 into 1, and then it will return the solution, which is 1, and then undefined gets cancelled and 1 is put over here. And then similarly for sum 2, the same thing will happen. Okay, also whenever, okay, see, someone went, created context, memory allocation, code execution happened, and then it returned. So what will happen to this local context that was created? As soon as the function, the logic of the context is completed, as soon as it returns the value and is compiled and run successfully, it just gets deleted on its own. Okay, and then then it gets executed through its own context, returns, this also gets deleted, and then as soon as it's come on line number 10, so it sees that everything is executed now, and so it also at last it also deletes the global context. Like, okay, so this was how functions are, how JavaScript executes a file. Now, I told, initially I said that, oh my god, I wrote it again. Initially I said that JavaScript execution and call stack are related. How? See, I told you whenever JavaScript is the JavaScript engine runs a file over, it creates context. Now, how does JavaScript know? Like it has to handle the order, right? Like how does it know first someone would be executed or some two would be executed? Or let's say we have a recursive function, a recursive function. Then which would be the first one to return? Then who would be executed? Then who? Then who? How does it maintain all of these things? How does it maintain the order? How does it know which one would come next, which one would come prior, like all that? So to keep track of all of these, JavaScript maintains, it beautifully does all of that by a by maintaining a, I think this, uh, type. JavaScript maintains a call stack. Okay, so whenever a file is run over the engine, JavaScript engine, a global execution GEC, a global execution context is initiated, which is the first one to be which is the first one to be created. Then whenever we have to execute this, so uh, over here someone would be executed, someone context would be executed, it will go, come back, and all done. Once it is all done, it would be deleted from the stack. Then the next one, which is sum2, then in the stack it would be registered, and then it would be processed, then it would go, it would come back, and once it come back it would be deleted, and then at last when every other stacks are completely executed, the global execution context is deleted from the call stack, and whenever this becomes empty, we assume that the execution is over. So sometimes we see stack overflow error. Why does that happen? Does it, if we were to counter that thing, if we were to answer that thing, sorry, it happens because sometimes maybe let's take an example. Okay, okay, let me just uh, maybe so you have to take an example then. Sometimes what happens is maybe if I have a function of adding an integer, a simple, very simple function which returns this. Okay, now this function would be called inside some other function. Okay, function multiply something, and say I have sorry, I have left an infinite loop over here. So what could be an infinite? Maybe like something like this. So it is like this would uh, be close to infinite maybe for the code execution thing. And then now infinitely I am calling add of this, and then I'm returning zero or something, whatever. See, now every time I do this for each I am calling this. Then so which means one we have a global context over here. Then for each we have a local context, which means we have 10 what is what they 1,700,000, 1,000,000,000, 10 million, billion, maybe 10 billion or something. So we have many, see, over a billion local context we have, and each local context will occupy some memory inside it. So that memory becomes an overhead for the system. It cannot accommodate so much of the local context, and that's when we get the stack overflow error. So this was how JavaScript executes its files, and how what is a call stack, and why do we get a stack overflow error. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you so much.